Greetings, YouTube. Hey, look, lighting. Yesterday I found myself embroiled in a rather depressing conversation with someone here on one of my videos about why gay people might want to get married. And the person just couldn't understand it. Basically because they didn't want to. They have a firm belief that if gay people are allowed to marry, it will destroy the institution of marriage itself. And so since they don't want there to be a good reason for it, they're not going to see it, even if it's pointed out to them repeatedly. And I tried the argument of that if one group has a right and another group is being excluded from that right, that's an act of discrimination, and that we need to eliminate that discrimination in a lawful nation ruled by laws, and that didn't work. Kept still asking over and over again what the reason was. Well, when Utah authorized same-sex marriage because the judge said it was unconstitutional, people immediately began to apply for marriage licenses. In fact, there were 200 couples lined up for them. And those 200 couples lined up for those marriage licenses because they wanted to be married. They wanted to enjoy joy itself. And when you see them hugging and kissing and being rapturous in that joy, I really don't understand how anyone can see that and not get it. That after having been denied something, they are now being allowed to share in the same rights and responsibilities and privileges of everyone else. I'm going to link to an article, a piece put up by Fred Clark over in the Slacktivist, because again, Fred Clark is a genius. It has, and the last statement in that, which he talks about, the joy that people experience when they've finally been allowed to marry. They're no longer being excluded. They're no longer being told that they are less than straight couples. Is what triggered this particular video today. I'm putting it up as an extra. I'm not. But I get that. And funnily enough, when the state of New Hampshire authorized same-sex marriage, my marriage wasn't affected. No one came and said I had to stop being married to my wife and I had to go marry a dude. It did not degrade the level of my marriage at all. All it meant is that everyone in my state that falls under the category of the appropriate ages and for marriage can get married, regardless of their sex, gender, or orientation. And that's just awesome. That is joyous. And at this particular time of year, shouldn't we be really happy about joy? Joy to the world, that whole 9 yards. And no, I won't sing it. I couldn't carry a tune if it had Velcro on it. I get that. And I don't understand why people don't get it. I mean, if you're a social conservative and your agenda is, we should exclude these people just because I think we should exclude these people, I'm going to have a hard time with that. I'm not going to get that. This particular individual didn't even do it's the Bible says so at root. He just continued to say that it would destroy marriage, and I didn't understand it. I still can't understand how it does that. Because it doesn't. It doesn't affect marriage at all. My marriage has not been changed, nor has anyone else's. I once asked a coworker who was opposed to it, I said, all right, why are you opposed to it? What would happen if, at the time, it wasn't legal in the state? He didn't have an answer. He was just repeating something he had been told by someone that he respected. But he hadn't questioned what the person had said. He had decided that he should actually adopt that idea. And people constantly tell me here on my channel that I'm adopting the ideas of X or Y or Z. And the reality is, I'm not. That almost every single idea I have expressed here has been arrived at on my own. Yes, I have read other people, but I've thought about what they said, and came to the conclusion that yes, I also believe this. Not because this other person believed it, but because it makes sense. Because it's an act of sympathy, empathy, and compassion, because it has solid reasoning behind it. And yes, even my theism. So, let's all spread some joy in the world. And let's appreciate when someone else gets to experience the same joys that you do. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that something that we should all be really, really happy about? Instead of denying our fellow man of these wonderful things? I don't get that. I'm not sure if I want to. Probably I should. But I do know that I'm happy for the people in Utah. And if that confuses social conservatives, well, maybe that's an early Christmas gift.